I would like to begin by creating a strong foundation of the work that we're going to be doing during this course. And I would like to start by speaking about the principles and the structure of this reality. So, we all know that we are having a human experience in the matter, and we have an identity, and I am this person, and time is chronological, space is particular, and this is basically our masculine energies. But there is also a vertical axis, which is the connection to our feminine energy and the connection to the cosmos. Time is circular and space, sorry, it's universal. So I think it's important that we mention this because we are going to be working specifically with opening up our vertical axis, which is our connection to the divine, our connection also like as we as channels, clearing our channel to be able to co-create with the divine, co-create with source energy, which is all, which is one, right? So this is a course that is highly spiritual in the sense that um, it brings you, it connects you with the soul of who you truly are as an eternal being beyond this physical experience. And I think this is one of the most important works we can do here because as we all know, we have been disconnected from our feminine essence, and we have been living a very distorted masculine as well. So when we bring clarity and when we open up space and when we clear our channel and our direct connection to source, everything else have like it has a ripple effect in all our lives because it's all energy. We're gonna be working specifically with Ki, which is the energy that is constantly flowing up and down in our systems. So this is key for everything we're gonna be doing. It's finding this middle point within our human experience and the connection to the eternal being that we are as souls, and that is the heart. That is the feminine essence, and that is the part that I really want to focus on. How can we create this, open up these centers within ourselves to bring more energy, more new energy into our system, and with that, create with more pleasure, opening up our creative channels, opening up our imagination, and creating a new world from this very own essence. Why for me it's important to work in the middle way, which is our heart space, is because it brings us into a place of wholeness beyond the separation that we are experiencing in this plane of existence. It brings us into this place of wholeness, and I believe when we talk about healing, we are not talking about fixing anything. And this is a very important thing I want to teach. If there's something I want you to learn from this course, is that we are whole, we are complete, we are already healed. There's not been a point where we have been missing something or that we lack something. It is coming to this place of wholeness, and knowing that we already are complete, that we are childs of the divine, perfect creations. And the divine gave us the same abilities to create our own reality. And what we are doing here in this course is basically remembering this and remembering this at a cellular level. remembering this within every cell, within every fiber of our being, coming back into this remembrance, which is bringing our members, integrating. That's healing. It's releasing everything that we were told, um, that we were lacking, that we were not enough, that we were not capable, that we didn't belong, and realizing that all of that was an illusion. And it is through this journey through our bodies, into liberating, creating space, and releasing, that we're going to be opening up space for the true essence and the true authentic self that we are. So, welcome. All that we see in this reality is energy manifested in matter, in the physical. There is a source where all energy comes from and where all energy must return. At that source, people call it God, some people call it universe, some people call it spirit, source. It is where we all come from and we will return at some point. So, as energy beings that we truly are, we are not just matter. This is the most dense expression of our beingness here. At the core, we are energetic beings. We are energy. And energy is in constant flow. Energy is constantly moving and flowing. In our human nature, energy enters on our vertical axis from source. It moves, it comes in, and then it's released. That is the natural way. It comes in, it's being processed, it's being transformed, it's bringing information, and then it's released. Let's take a very simple example. When we are ingesting food, it's energy that is entering into our system. It's bringing some information, which is nutritional value, vitamins, minerals, etc., etc. It comes, it's being processed through our digestive system, and then it's being eliminated, right? The same happens with every energy that enters our system. We are porous beings. We receive energy from not from our skin, from our ears, when we listen to people. Uh, when we are looking through our eyes are receiving information from the environment, from the external environment, are digesting this information and then projecting something else, right? What happens with us humans is that because we have been conditioned and programmed and we live in a world that is quite dense, it's a very dense planet that we live in. What happens is there is something called trauma, which is basically not our nervous system not having the capacity to process certain emotions, certain energies, because they they are too much. They are too much for our system. So when that happens, as a way for our organism to survive, as a way for our system to function, and as a survival mechanism, what our nervous system does is that it begins to storage that energy that was now being released in its totality, right? Because it didn't have the capacity to process it all. So we storage that information that was now being processed for another time, for when we have the capacity. Because we were not told how to process emotions when we were kids. Then what happens is that we become a giant trauma, a walking trauma, meaning there is no space for new energy to come in. And so we are living and repeating the same patterns because we are storing in our body the same information. And so we keep going in loops and loops and loops because when emotions are not processed, they lead to sickness, they lead to problems in our in the functioning of our entire being. And because we are not functioning well, we cannot truly live in the now presence. We are either living in the past or we are living with anxiety about the future. It is because we are not co-regulated. And what regulation means is that we are in a balance. Our system is balanced because we are constantly processing things. But if we are not processing things, then we are not in balance, we are not regulated, and then we act on impulses. We act on the trauma. So this is important that we know because we were not told this when we were kids. We were not told this when we were teenagers. We were told to repress. Don't cry. Boys don't cry. Please keep it quiet. Don't speak your needs. Don't cry. Your emotions are no valid. Keep going. This doesn't matter. Keep going. Keep going. and this is not healthy. Connecting us back into that well of infinite source energy that wants to pour through us. Because what happened also as a byproduct of the trauma is that for most of us, we were told that it's not safe to receive, or we felt that we were not worthy of receiving. And we also created some mechanisms to block ourselves, like to protect ourselves. We created like armors. We created armors in our hearts. We closed our voice. We created an armor in our voice. I'm going to tell you a story of how trauma doesn't always have to be sexual or super crazy stories. It can be as simple as this. This is a story I always tell my students. When I was younger, like when I was like 12 or something, I remember I used to love to sing. And my brother, you know how brothers are, he didn't do it with bad intentions. But I remember whenever I was singing, he would just say, "Oh, come on, shut up! Like I don't. It's so annoying, annoying. Don't sing. Shut up. Like, please, please." um, and you know how my mind and my emotions, how they interpret, how they made sense of what he was saying. Um, oh, I must be a bad singer. My voice must be really bad if he's so bad, if he doesn't like it. So instead of seeing it as, oh, it's his own stuff, whatever he's feeling has nothing to do with me, which is the reality, I I believe, I create a new belief, a false belief, which is my voice is ugly and I must shut it down. So I chose to create a protection around my throat space. And it got blocked to the point where whenever I wanted to speak, and this was something that really caused me frustration during especially my teenage and my adult life, because I will be afraid to speak up. I will be afraid to speak up my truth. I will be afraid to speak up my needs. Whenever I would speak to people, my voice would shake. And it is, and I realize now I went back to the root of it, and I released myself from that belief because I realized that it was never about me. It was never about me. And I am whole and I am complete and I have a beautiful voice. And the minute that I free myself from that belief, that I let it go, realizing it didn't serve me anymore, my voice started to open up, my throat space started to open up.
Now, allow me to offer you a higher perspective because I believe it's from this understanding that we move from victim mentality to empowering and sovereignty, from a space where we know that, yes, while these things happen to us, they also happen for us and for our highest and greatest good. And why is that? Because at a higher level, at a higher perspective, we as souls design these specific experiences. So we had a mirror that can help us come back to our truth, come back to our power, come back to our remembrance of who we really are. And it is from this space and this opportunity, when these things happen to us, that we are able to choose differently. Just like I did, I chose differently. I said, I remember now that throughout this experience, I can come back to my truth, which is that my voice is divine. And just by changing this belief system, and by empowering myself to heal and to choose differently, I was able to completely shift my reality and to rewrite a new story for myself, one that is empowering me, and then one that is keeping me in a space of sovereignty. So I hope that this is helpful.
Focusing on our, or clearing our channel, as I said in the beginning, because it is where we receive, right? Because also as part of trauma for many of us, and and one of the things that I see a lot happening in people around me, and is that we are not feeling worthy because we have been separated from our source, we have been separated from our creator. We don't feel worthy of receiving. And so we start like, you know, doing things constantly, in this very distorted masculine, the horizontal, very distorted, doing. And we don't have a time to pause and to connect with our creator, with our infinite energy flowing through us, right? So this is another part, important part of this course is clearing out this space and finding the discipline and finding practices that are gonna bring us back into connection with our channel and our direct connection to source. So the energy can flow through us, and so we open ourselves to receive all that is ours, all that God wants to give us, because we are worthy. And yes, we are worthy of receiving. So let's take a deep breath. Yes, just let that sink in. We are worthy of receiving, and the fact that you are here, it's already a sign that you are in the right path because you are opening yourself to receive. You're opening yourself. You are like just the fact that you chose the decision to be here. You made the decision to be here. You're telling the universe, I am ready to receive. It's worthy. It's I am worthy of receiving. I want to come back into union with my creator. Okay, let's wrap this up, the principles, by summarizing what we have just talked about, which is we are releasing and creating a space for harmony, to create harmony in our system. So the key, the universal energy, source energy, can move in flow, and we are healthy, and we are present, and we are at peace, and we live a life that is more, um, we are living a life that is more um, intentional. We are living intentionally. We are not running survival mode anymore, and we are bringing harmony between our horizontal axis and our vertical axis, which is a balance between receiving and taking action and giving, right? Okay, I have received the information from source. I am aligned with my soul, my purpose, because I am receiving from the creator. And then that energy that I receive, that overflow of creative energy, then I can use it to give back, to, to give my essence to the world, to share with the world who I am, right? So we are constantly moving between these two, giving and receiving, connecting with our feminine side, and also connecting with our masculine side in balance and harmony, right? Because the energy is moving constantly and in a healthy way within our system, and because we are connecting to our divine essence just as much as we are connecting with our physical experience, right? So this course is as much as releasing at a physical level as it is as connecting to our spirit, right? Because when we bring balance between our masculine and feminine energies, because we all possess masculine and feminine energies, it's just that women we hold more feminine because we are in a feminine vessel, and masculine hold more masculine energies because they are in a masculine vessel. But we all have both energies, and the more that we come into balanced way of moving between these two energies, um, the more aligned that we are with our true purpose, the more aligned that we are with our soul. So I hope this is serving you, and I hope that you are finding more clarity, and this is opening up new pathways for you. And I will see you on the next one. Mwah.